Hello, welcome to another exciting episode of Future, and it's your girl Fiona, aka Future. I am part of a community organization called the Greener Communities Program, and through GRECOP we have school programs, and one of our action points, or rather what we believe in, is the power of environmental education, because knowledge is power. So this time round we are onboarding students of Visioner School Kandisi for a visit at Wildlife Warriors Field Lab. The Wildlife Warriors Field Lab is a conservation center, meaning they have students from different schools who come there to learn about botany and learn the importance of environmental conservation, meaning it's a lab where they connect with nature. And Visioner School happens to be a beneficiary of it today. So let's get into it.
Learning begins from the entrance. We noticed a few different species around there. We noticed the insects, we noticed some of the bushes growing, some of the acacia trees growing, and there was even an electric fence because it is bordering Nairobi National Park. So there are instances where the animals come to the camp, as explained by the residents. They were also informed about the do's and don'ts of wildlife, certain rules of conservation like do not litter, don't touch the electric fence, have fun,
Yes, but you're not supposed to speed inside the park, you're not supposed to get out of the park, you're not supposed to litter. Okay? But then the good thing about the Wildlife Warriors Field Lab is that you can walk and learn about everything around you. Okay? Inside the park, you'll get to see wild animals. There's so many different species, hundreds and hundreds of species in Nairobi National Park. But here, yes, you're going to learn about the wild animals, but then you're also going to learn about trees, about grasses, about insects, and how to identify these wild animals. You see, have you seen any wild animals since you came? You haven't, right? Yes. But then there are traces. There's a way you can know that this animal was here. Who can tell me how you can know that?
Like the footprints.
Footprints? No.
You can see the animal dung.
Animal dung?
They were instructed so by the wildlife camp manager. His name is Tobias Othacha.
Hi Toby.
Hi,
Thank you for welcoming us today.
you're welcome.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and the activities that you have in line with these children today.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Tobias Odacha. I'm the camp manager at the Wildlife Forest Field Lab. And first, I'd like to thank you as well, Fiona, for inviting this new school, Visioner School. This is the first big school that have visited us this month of September, and we are so grateful. You've come with a very big number, I think 45 children, 50. Oh wow, 50, that's quite a big number. We're grateful. And so just a little background about the Wildlife Forest Field Lab. The Wildlife Forest Field Lab is located south of Nairobi National Park, in the Emakoko area. Just behind me on the other side, across this Magati River, across it is Nairobi National Park. So we are located south of Nairobi National Park, and it's a 30-acre piece of land, full of pristine land, where we have lots and lots of wildlife that come here, and it has quite a diverse species of trees, insects, and wildlife in general. So this is a children's protected area. That means children come here, they explore, discover, and document wildlife in a fun way. So it's always open to children across Kenya. We've had children come all the way from a school in Kakamega, and this is the first school from, I'd say, Rongai that has come for a day trip here. So as of now, we are still just doing day visits. Schools can come for day visits, but then with time we'll hope that children will come here for even camping expeditions as well. So the good thing about here is they come, they meet people who are doing conservation. They're scientists that they come and learn from. They get to explore nature, and they get to appreciate and learn how they can take action to conserve nature. Yes, so I'm grateful. I've heard from the children that they've learned a lot. And the bad thing is that most of the modules, even the ones they've done today, is not a day activity. So we are hoping that even Visioner School we'd like them to come at least 3 visits so that they get to really understand how they can take that action and also become maybe young botanists, young entomologists, young wildlife ecologists as well. So we're looking forward to welcome you again with time.
So what are some of the challenges that you encounter?
Yeah, so the wider wildlife forest kids clubs, mostly we are working with public schools and also some community schools as well. But then you find some of these schools, they don't have buses. So for Visionary School, it was easier because you guys have a school bus and you guys manage to come. But then for some schools, they can't manage to come here to access this place because it's not that it's so far, but then getting them here is a bit of a challenge. The other challenge that we are facing as well is the curriculum has been so tight. So, and you find to some schools getting time to come here, it's a bit tricky. But at least we've had positive responses, more so from the schools around, the local schools around. But then we need more children to come and just connect with nature because they need to understand the importance of green spaces as early as possible.
Wonderful. So connecting with nature is the most important reason why they should come.
Yes, people need to.
Why do you think it's important to have environmental education and practicality?
Okay. You see, there's that aspect of environmental education, but then when you come and connect and learn, through field studies, is when you really get to know and feel what's in the environment. At times when you just learn about it in classroom, it's so confined. There's a lot that you miss to just discover, but then when you come out here, you get to appreciate because you find when you're doing it in class, the focus might only be on the big five when it comes to wildlife. It might be just on some few tree species. But then when you come here in the wild, you get to see in a tree itself, a tree can be a whole habitat for just a single tree. So when you come here, you learn, you meet the experts who are doing this conservation stuff, and you learn from them. So you learn from the children as well, but the field outdoor studies is always the best.
The Wildlife Forest Field Lab is a place to connect with nature, according to me. As I have been told before, it is sitting on a 30-acre piece of land. It has a view of Nairobi National Park, whereby you get to see the animals, you get to unwind and just feel that connection with nature. There hasn't been any disturbance at the camp because I haven't seen any buildings constructed. So everything is just giving you that vibe of being in a wild space. They have a section where they have a tree nursery and the trees are tagged. They're labeled with different species. Some of them I got to learn when I got there. They have tents. They have a place where the students gather for learning. They have tents where they sleep. They use solar panel, so meaning there's a concept of clean energy. And there's this one part that really got me excited, and that is their toilets.
I want to introduce you to one of the amazing things that we have here, our baths and toilet. So come, we start. So as you can see from out, this is the toilet. The material here is made of Tetra Pak, milk Tetra Pak, which have been recycled. All this is milk Tetra Pak. So we use this to educate people and even mostly kids to learn about waste management. So there's this, you can learn about recycling waste. They have been cut into very small pieces and then put into this. So the reason why we decided to use this is first, we learn about recycling. Second, they are waterproof, termite proof, and also very durable. So you can, when you come here, you learn about waste recycling. And then when you go in, it's a normal toilet, normal flush toilet, as you can see. So we use it normally. It's our toilet and washroom as well. All we just use it as a normal flush toilet, but then all the sludge goes and comes out into this first tank. So inside this first tank, and even the other tanks, as you can see, they are separators. So all the sludge, or you can call it honey, together with electron microbes. So microbes, they help with decomposing all the waste to turn them from black water into grey water. So it's a process that takes a while, but once in a while, on weekly basis, once a day, we always go into those tanks. The moisture of molasses and microbes, and we pour into the flush toilet, and all that comes out through the pipe here. There's a pipe here. So the pipe goes, as it comes out, it goes out all the way to where we planted some few trees. So it goes out into something, the pipe is known as a French drain. So through this we are able to water the grasses that we have here and even the plants that are around, and we release it to the topsoil. And the good thing about releasing grey water on the topsoil is the soil is able to clean it up and make it more, use it, because you find the still nutrients that the plants and the grasses use around. So yes, this is the best type of toilet that we decided to use here, because we learn from it, and also we also ensure that if you dig latrines here out in the wild, it will mix with the groundwater. In this one you don't want. So we release all the water out, and yeah, the trees around are able to get all the nutrients that we received from around here.
Using milk packets to make cardboard, wow. Anything is recyclable.
The students from the Wildlife and Environment Club of Visionary School Kandisi, joined by other children from other institutions who had come there to learn, seemed very enthusiastic. They carried notebooks, they had expectations, they were looking forward to have a great day. There were a range of activities at the camp. It started with nature screening of wildlife warriors, which are documentaries that feature people who are doing a good job in protecting the endangered species. This time, they watched the nature screening of turtle and turtle conservation. They took notes, they were happy. There was also a botany class whereby they were helped to identify different flora and fauna around them. They were able to name and wrote on their exercise books. There was also a nature trail, which they enjoyed most. You enjoy taking a walk down the river, viewing different animals, studying animal poop, different insects as well. They also noticed there was a crocodile on River Mbagathi. And this river, by the way, faces the threat of pollution from upstream, starting from Masai Lodge all the way, cutting across the park. And there was also a session of art. The students from this club are really talented in drawing. They love to draw animals. They love to draw different views that inspire them. So it was amazing to see them do what they enjoy doing. There was also a session of tree planting, and this happens to be their first tree planting event, or rather their first tree planted to mark an activity done by the club since the club was recently formed.
My name is Mary Manana, the Conservation Education Director at Wildlife Direct, an NGO based in Kenya. And we have a field lab at Amakoko in Kajiado District. And that is where we do a lot of activities with children from schools. Our intention is to merge the CBC curriculum with what we do in relation to environmental education. And we take now the learner-based curriculum to the next level of environmental management. So we are partnering right now with more than 130 schools, and we're asking even for more schools, all the way from the PP1 class, so that these wildlife warriors become change makers in their generation and for future generations in relation to not only wildlife but conservation. And so that, for example, at this point we have three programs that we are doing, major programs, which is Ethnobotany, We are also looking at bird watching. We are also looking at animal poop to determine what kind of animals are these, where are they coming from, what are they doing. And together with the children, we are doing what we would call a research into knowing the different types of plants, animals that exist. We are planning to continue to have more than at least 10,000 students per year that would come into our field lab and be able to go through this process. And we have seen, like today, when the students came, we've had a very good time with them. Some of them even are familiar with what conservation is all about. Others are not, and they are seeing it for the first time when they go for nature walks, when they look at the different species of trees and plants and look at the different birds. They get to appreciate their environment. Therefore, I call upon schools and the management of those schools to encourage their students to join the Wildlife Warriors. And what we encourage is that you have an environmental club within your institution where you can work with the students in different projects. And we will join up with you to now work with you on the practical bit of what conservation and what it says.
My name is Teacher Albert Siro. I am a teacher at Visioner School. I am the patron of the club by the name Wildlife and Environmental Conservation. Today we had an opportunity to come to the Wildlife Warriors Lab, whereby learners managed to learn various things. On how to conserve the environment. Also, they learned about different species of trees and also animals. They also learned about animal droppings, which they were able to classify, and they were taught where they come from. Learners had a lot of fun. They were attentive. They had a field walk where they've learned several things. The main key, the importance of this is to ensure that these learners are going to impact their community, whereby they will know on how to conserve the environment. We are hoping to be working with the GRECOP community so that we progress by impacting the community, and we will look forward to be having more nature walks with them, walking around different stations in order to learn more with the learners and also to impact more.
My name is Anne Marie Mburu. The director and the head teacher of Visioner School, Kandisi. We are very excited to be here today at the Wildlife Warriors lab. We have enjoyed everything. This club we were encouraged by the GRECOP, community program that came and encouraged us to form a an environmental club that has been very instrumental in school. Have seen children try to utilize the small piece of land we have to, grow some trees, vegetables, and also take care of some little pottery that are there. It has been an initiative of the environmental conservation. The previous littering of the compound that used to be there is now a gone story because children are more sensitive about their environment than before. So through this GRECOP, we've been able to come here today so that learners could have a touch of this wonderful environment. They have learned on different species of trees. They have seen some crocodiles down there. And I think now the kind of impact this has made is going to be felt even in their homes. They can do big things in a small way, and I know that is going to be very impactful in the environment.
My name is Bakari. Garise. I'm coming from Mombasa. I joined Wildlife Direct in January this year. I'm a botanist. What I do here, compiling of tree species which are around here. Right now I have more than 300 different species with flowers. Then I put them in Manila paper, some in A4, some I shoot them in the iNaturalist worldwide. I have more than 60 people worldwide following me, answering my calls every day. Then what I do here, another one, is giving young people, that is students from various schools. Like today, I have the Visionaire School, which we spend the whole day here. What I told them is about plants and mostly ethnobotany. Ethnobotany means is plants and humans, or plants and people, what people use the plants for. For example, the time where there is no hospitals, the 50s, 60s, 70s and early 80s, people were using the trees for medicinal purposes. So that's what I want to make sure this young generation to have my knowledge. Even if I leave this place, at least I can leave behind people who will be young botanists and grow with them in their heart and really become more than what I am. I thank the Greener Communities Program, whom they are working together to make sure they bring young students or young peoples from different schools here to learn from me, especially on plants, the uses, either medicinal or poisonous, or either which are used with humans, animals, or birds. So I thank them so much, and please, parents and other organizations, you can help the Greener Community Program.
So Visionaire School Kandisi is located in Kandisi, Kajiado County in Kenya. There's a road called 5th Avenue that is in Kandisi, that is near the SGR station that is normally located in Kandisi. So the school is admitting from playgroup to class 7. They have an upcoming school building whereby the students will be moving into their new classes, and this is a progress so far. The school also is on to the junior secondary. They offer both the CBC and the 844 system. Transport is available. So in case you have a student that would like to onboard into this school, there is a number below. You can call that number or email visionaireschoolkandisi@gmail.com. And since it is a haven of value addition.
Which school is this?
Visionaire School Kandisi.
And who are you?
Wildlife warrior.
What are you doing?
Nurturing nature.
I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know on what you learned from it and any commentaries on the same. We would like you to support us because we are doing the school programs and would like to outreach as many schools as possible. We would like to construct botanical gardens, we would like to have more visits, we would like to plant more trees. So however way you can help us deliver this in these communities and schools, we would really appreciate. This is our email. Reach out to us in case you want to collaborate or support us. We would like tree donations, red soil, manure, fences, watering tanks, since we really want to construct these botanical gardens and engage more students to connect with nature. I am really grateful for you taking your time watching this video. Until next time.